Morning, everybody. This is Richard back at you. We got Miss Teresa in the house. We got little Miss Annie in the house.
She's gonna go over there to her bed. She's
gonna go hang out in her bed for a little bit.
Treats.
Huh? Well, guys, we got our 2017 Dodge in the house, 5.9 diesel, 48 RE, which our previous videos we tore it down, stuff like that. I've got it built back in the truck with all the best parts that you can buy. We got our 273D transfer case to tear down, right, Teresa?
That's right.
That's what I was thinking. I'm going to show you, I'll just kind of start here at the front. We have a seal right here that physically goes in the overdrive housing of the transmission. It's in there. So when you slide the two pieces together, this seal here sets on here like that. Now you also have a seal here. These two seals keep the fluid from swapping from transfer case to transmission, from transmission to transfer case. But if you do get a leak in between here where there's not any fluid supposed to be, the adapter housing has a little groove in it, like right through here, that lets the fluid run out on the ground to let you know, hey, we got a problem here in this seal area. So got a little rust here. We'll clean that rust up, change the seal here, which this new seal here is already in the overdrive housing. Always comes in your Transtar overhaul kit. So pretty simple.
Pretty simple.
Now we're going to get our range motor off here.
Yeah, I have to say this is way better than the other side.
Yep, definitely. Feels a lot better. Feels normal.
Yes, it does.
Got our bolts here. Put them in the basket. You can see here we got a little bit of grease, but you can also see an O-ring right here. It goes all around that seals the connector right here, the shaft right here from getting any water in here and rusting out or anything like that. You can see the grease all over it too. That way it doesn't rot out and strip. But this one here still does have like a key on it. It'll only go in one direction. So when you get this apart, you put it back together, this little slot right here might not be pointing in the right direction to put your motor back on, so you might have to grab a pair of pliers and turn it to get it pointed in the right direction. So try to be a little quieter. Is that quieter?
No.
I didn't think it was. But I might try to use my 1/2 inch. When I use it, just use electric and see what it does there. Get this off here real quick. Turn that up. There we go. A lot of times there's rust gets in here and stuff. These things are really hard to get off sometimes. But you have your front output shaft seal here that goes to your front drive shaft. We have your front input seal here that goes to the back of the transmission. And then we have your front or your rear output shaft seal here. Now on these here, we only use Mopar. We don't use O'Reilly's or anything like that. We always go back with get my other tool. A lot of these are custom made just to get that stuff out of there. Just kind of work it around and you slowly get it out.
Are you talking custom made by Richard?
Yes, ma'am. You buy it as a kit and then you modify it to what you're going to use it for, right?
Exactly.
I've done that a lot. But of course the new seal, kind of look at it here. You always want to put your drain hole down like that. That way if it starts leaking, it'll leak out that little weep hole there. You can see it here too. If you turn it up, this will fill up with oil if the seal ever goes bad. Not something you really want to do. Now all these bolts all the way around the tail housing are 13 millimeter, and then all around the case halves are 10 millimeter, except this weird one right here. I'll take it later. You notice here it's got a little shank coming all the way through the other side. I'm really not for sure what they did there, or one that's on. I believe it could be for old wiring, or what I'm trying to say is a bracket. I can't remember a bracket.
There you go.
A bracket. But we got 13s all the way around your tail housing. Got to get my thinker working. Of course, we get out our custom-made tool again. It's called a K-spreader. These are all siliconed on, so there's no gasket. There's no slots in here to put anything to pry them loose. So you just got to get your custom tool out, find your spot, and just kind of work it around and get it out of there. You don't want to take a hammer and beat on these fingers. There's 3 of them. If you do, you can break it off here. Next thing you know, you got a hole. So you don't want to do that. Even though you're using your custom tool, you might scratch it out a little bit, but you can take a file buffer, knock that down, knock it down right here too, and then you're going to silicone it back on anyway. Of course, you got your big old bushing here. It's kind of weird. This bushing has never touched on this side, but if you look on the bottom, you can see where the drive shaft yoke and drive shaft weight physically is pushing down on that bushing a little bit there, because it pretty much went on like that. That's the bottom, that's the top, like it's never touched. Which we got a brand new bushing over here, so make it look nice and pretty. Now all these transfer cases, all of them have pumps in them now. The earlier designs didn't, but all the new ones did. Gotta be careful because it's plastic getting that out of there, but it will come out. There you go. It's got a little seal right here. You're gonna make sure that's nice and soft. If it's not soft, it'll leak air, suck air right there. You don't want that to happen. You want the pump to be strong and have a good suction on this tube right here. So, plus, the seal right here, if you look here, see this pressure hole right here? All your oil pressure is going to be down in here. So you don't want to push in any air or anything like that. You want fluid only going up in this hole to lubricate everything else. So pretty simple there. Big old thick snap ring right here. Let me try. Some of these snap rings are almost impossible to get off on some of these trannies. I mean, you got to squeeze. Big old thing. Looks pretty good, yeah. Same way here. There's no slots or anything to get the case halves apart. So you get out your custom tool again. See, some of the transfer cases have a slot in here. You can push it in and try to pop it, but this one does not. So you just kind of find you a nice little sweet spot. And tap on it, it'll come on. You wouldn't think silicone would be that strong, huh? Because there's no bolts in it. None at all. Let me see if I can get this in there. There it goes. Ready? Okay guys, you just got to pry it apart. Get your screwdriver stuck down in there really good. Both ends are the same way. They're just really stuck. You have a dowel right in here. You have a dowel on the other end here too. So you just kind of... There it goes. Really not a lot of trash in the bottom down here where the suction is. See this stuff down in here like that. You pick up suction right there. Little bearing. Anywhere you use your special tool, you want to just clean it up. The chain, even though if you notice, I'll take and pull it to its most extended part going out and it's still floppy. So he did buy another chain that the customer did bring, which is really nice. Didn't have to hunt any parts. You see, probably going to be an ID link right there, a single link, because we're going to clean his new chain up too. So if you see here, his new chain has a single ID link too. So I always leave my sprockets where I can put them back on, whether I put it on here or here, it doesn't matter. I mean, this of course ain't going to interchange, but some of them will interchange on the GMs. I like to leave it like this. That way when I put my other chain on, it'll still drive or coast the same direction it always has been. So. Now you want to look at this collar really good. Right here where it locks onto the gear right here, this slides on there and locks onto right here. So you want to look at these tabs too, right here, in case somebody tried to put it in gear going down the road or something. Some of these don't like that. Now if this doesn't, excuse me, doesn't have locking hubs where the front drive shaft turns all the time and you got the same size tires, you almost don't need a synchronizer ring to put it into gear to line the gear up. It just pretty much goes right in real easy. But if he had like unlocking hubs or something on the front and left them unlocked and tried to put this thing in gear going down the road, it would have a major issue. It would not like it. So it all dodges the front drive shaft turns in two-wheel drive except the later ones. Of course, our shift fork inserts here. Fork looks really good still. Shaft looks good. Inserts are just old and hot. Probably a little thin on the sides.
Brittle.
Brittle, yeah. Now if you notice over here, I'll show this, Teresa. This pad kit come with multiple different pads, see? So your fork might take this little short one here, it might take this long one. Ours takes this long one so far. When we get down here to the range fork, let's see what it takes. Okay, see it takes them little weird ones. I guess you could say. Where on some of them, if you come over here, some of these, you might take this plastic one and get it to fit in there if you're good enough sometimes. I've never tried it, but I always buy the right ones that go in there, but I guess you could, let's try it and just see if we can get this to fit. Actually fits. Kind of wobbly. Let's see if these are any tighter. And we'll clean all this stuff up anyway really good, so I like to. I just want to see if it fits that sun gear any different.
I bet it does.
See if it fits tighter. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Doesn't wobble at all. So you definitely have to put the right ones in there. You definitely want to look right here too on this gear. Once I get the planet out, I'll kind of show you when this gear here moves, or not a gear, I want to call it a collar, or what do you want to call it, Teresa?
Collar.
Locking collar. Mm-hmm. Yeah. People get on to me for calling them different things, but you always want to look for where here. This is where it can jump out of gear or jump out of low range, high range. You want to look there. Look at your magnet. Really nice.
Yeah.
Not a whole lot of metal. Get a special tool here. Let me see if I can get that seal out of there. So nothing comes out easy. You just got to make it work. Probably that way. There it goes. Now one thing good about these seals when you do take them out, they're metal up here at the top and the seal is physically seals at the bottom of the seal in the bore on the outer part of it. So if you scuff it up here a little bit, you just want to clean it when you take this piece out. That way when it goes in there, really smooth. See if I can get this down in there. Nothing's easy anymore. There we go. You know, most transfer cases are designed pretty much similar until you get to some of the GMs, and then they really just throw you off. And we talk about the little thrust washer here that has no tabs on it, and then you get down here on the bottom one and it has tabs. You can put a tab on the bottom, tab on the top, but you don't want to put a non-tab on the bottom. So, but you want to look in here where this locking collar locks down in here. If you get wear in there, wear here, then that's when this thing can jump out when you put it in there. So you plan it, really nice and beefy, 6-pinion. Make sure the pins ain't purple and the gears spin really nice, don't wobble. Pretty nice. Look at your bearings here. This bearing here, I'll take the rest of this out too. It just takes a little bit of time. Clean it up, get it in the washer and stuff, get it cleaned up and get it back together, because I'm excited to get this build back together and going. I mean, if we built the transmission, put all billet parts, flywheel, everything you can imagine in it. Gonna have a really nice transfer case back in it too. And it should be headache free for the rest of the gentleman's life. Right, Teresa? That's what I'm saying. Y'all, don't forget to subscribe, push the notification bell. I'm all confused today. I'm excited.
Hey, it's 10 degrees. You're freezing.
It is. But anyway, y'all stay tuned. We have plenty more to come. See you next time.